I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself.
Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. I don't need you, I do it myself. Yeah, I bet on myself.
Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah.
We went to La Noche Blanca in Mérida for the first time, and let me tell you, it was more than an event. It was a doorway into color, movement, flavor, into another rhythm of life. This city came alive in a way that made us feel like we were stepping into a living painting, one splashed with music, art, dance, food, and soul. Our kids got to feel it too. They weren't just sitting on the sideline. They were dancing in the street, absorbing the energy. They saw a different way of living, of celebrating, of being free. They saw that art doesn't only belong in the classroom or on museum walls. Art was in the hands of the street performers, the painters, the brushing canvas in real time, dancing, moving like the wind, and the musicians filling the air with the rhythm and the spoken language. It was deeper than words. And that's what this moment was really about, language. They heard Spanish all around them. Not in a textbook, not in a lesson, but in laughter, conversation, music, and connection. And you know what happened? They wanted to understand. Because when you feel welcome into a culture, you naturally want to engage, to respond, to learn the words, the gestures, the meaning, and that's what we saw happening. Our kids started interacting. They were learning Spanish because they were living it. It wasn't just Spanish. It was culture. It was Mexican identity. It was the beauty of being surrounded by something that felt so unfamiliar but so open. They saw how beautiful it is to try new things. Come in, close the door. Another horse, somebody running. You gotta kind of squint your eyes a little bit, but right here, this artist was showing our kids how to make flowers out of the balloons. And she kept using the word forte, forte. And forte in English means strong. So just by them hearing small words or certain words over and over, that would help them with their vocabulary in Spanish.
Strong, and bring it
Yes, we let them taste new street food, and they loved it. Even the things we didn't quite know how to pronounce, because we weren't tourists anymore. We were becoming neighbors, guests at the table.
Está aquí. Esta es la caja negra que está allá. Get a piece, pass it around. I got paint on my Yeah, I like it. Let me have some. You probably pack them all in.
They touched plants that they never seen before. The city was blooming, literally, with native trees, vines, and succulents. They asked questions, they picked up leaves, they smelled herbs, they were curious, which is how learning should begin. They saw people who looked like them and who didn't look like them, and they saw how different people can share the same space in peace under lights with music gliding the way. They were out late, yes, but instead of screams and noise, they were in awe.
They don't have no price on it. If ain't got no
They
price
were
on it,
watching, they were moving, they were laughing, they were feeling. And I think that's what childhood is supposed to be. Exploring safely, witnessing beauty, being surprised by the world. I realized that night we didn't just move to Mexico for the weather or the cost of living. We moved for moments like this, where our family can be present, where we can grow, where our kids can touch the world and say, I was there, I saw that, I tasted that, I danced there. Because no lesson plan can replace the power of real experience. La Noche Blanca reminds us that we don't have to understand everything to belong somewhere. We just have to show up with open hearts. And I hope one day when our kids look back on this night, they remember not just the music or the food, but the feeling. The feeling of becoming part of something bigger than ourselves. The feeling of being alive in a new culture.